Hi there, my name is Kevin Magee, and I am the Global Organizations Manager of Rise Against Hunger, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I get the privilege of working with faith-based and civic organizations here in the U.S. And inspiring them to do great things through meal packaging and supporting our local community initiatives. I typically work from home here in Virginia Beach, so I'm kind of used to this stay-at-home thing that we're all in right now. I am really excited because one of my favorite parts about my job is connecting our volunteers and donors to the organizations that we get to work with every day in country, in many countries around the world, and really allow you to see that your impact matters, that your volunteer hours of packaging meals and your donations, they truly create stories of life change. And communities are empowered because of what we get to do together. And so today I'm thrilled to introduce my good friend and brother, Eddy Morales, in Nicaragua. He is the country director of programs for ORPHANetwork there in Nicaragua. And Eddy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Kevin. It's my pleasure and nice to see you and to know that you are safe and protected too.
Take a second and just introduce yourself and what you do there for ORPHANetwork and kind of what your role entails.
Sure. So my name is Eddy Morales, as Kevin said, and I am the country director for ORPHANetwork and the legal representative in Nicaragua. I oversee all the programs that we have. We have three major programs, I would say. The first one is all the work that we're doing with orphanages. The second is all the work we're doing with local church initiative, which is community development, community transformation program. And the third is leadership development. So those are the three programs, like the three big programs that we are executing in Nicaragua. So I oversee that, obviously with a wonderful team of 72 people in Nicaragua working, serving 23,000 children today.
Absolutely, Eddy. And we're just so grateful for your team. I can attest that your team is an all-star team, and we just love working with them. But Eddy, as we've talked about this before, our partnership between ORPHANetwork and Rise Against Hunger kind of started around 2007, 2009. We got the meal packaging distribution up and running. And our partnership in specific has sent over 21.5 million meals that have been packaged by our volunteers at Rise Against Hunger to ORPHANetwork. And you do distribution locally there through your programs. Can you tell us a little bit about the impact of those meals and how that's affected the communities you serve?
At that time, we were serving 700 children in Nicaragua. Obviously, our desire was to grow. So we were strategizing with Dick Anderson, our CEO. We met Chesney, being part of Spring Grants. We talked with Chesney about it. And Chesney introduced us to, at the time, Stop Hunger now Rise Against Hunger. We talked about it, and Rise Against Hunger said right away, yes, we're going to support you with one container, which turned to be, I think, 13 containers in 2019.
Sure. And, as we're talking about the meal, I actually have one here. I keep it here on my desk. And this is what brings life change in so many ways. What the little nutrient packets that are in here, and the soy and the rice, and like you said, is a crucial part of your program. I've seen this firsthand. And in fact, our relationship was what got me excited about working with Rise Against Hunger. The first time I came to Nicaragua in 2006, I saw and got to build relationships with students and families who their hair was orange and brittle from malnutrition, right? Their skin was dry and cracked, and their eyes were a bit hazy. The effects of malnutrition was evident in their appearance, and simply just a 9-month difference of a 9-month diet on these types of meals just really makes a major impact. And, the next time I was back, their hair is darker and they're able to braid it, without it breaking off, right? And their skin is healing and their eyes are full of life and hope. And they're able to learn in a school environment because they're not hungry anymore, right?
Sure.
Education is a big part of your programs. So just an amazing impact that the meals have, but we know the meals are only one part of the programs that you offer. What are some of the other programs that Orphan Network offers in the community?
Sure. So if I can picture it, Kevin, as I was explaining, we start, I would say, the first program is working with young girls. So trying to prevent teenage pregnancy. Mm-hmm. No, then we work with moms, so pregnant women, lactating women. So we do training, with these parents. And the main objective in that area, I would say, is trying to prevent our children to be malnourished. No, so we would work with pregnant women providing their prenatal vitamins, all the follow-up. We would provide meals for them as well, because what we're trying to do is help these moms, but also make sure that when the babies are delivered, they are healthy as well. Then we would work with exclusive breastfeeding. Then we would work with the first meals after 6 months. Then tied into, when they're 2, they would come to our feeding program. And that would take us through age 5. Now, this is important because, as you know, if our kids are malnourished, even dreaming with higher education or education, with job training, with productivity, everything goes down if they're malnourished. So for us, creating the platform of healthy children being nourished, is the first layer, I would say, where, again, working with the moms through age 5, when we say, we usually kid and say, we won the First World War. After 5, all of our kids are nourished, not malnourished. Interestingly, then we learned more about the first 1,000 days. So we said, okay, the focus even has to be bigger, with the first 1,000 days being from inception to age 2. So really focus on that. So make sure that, again, our kids are healthy, they're not malnourished. And then we would continue the battle up to age 5. Once we win, we have gone over these 4 or 5 years. Now we know they're nourished, not malnourished. Then we have our after-school feeding program that would come into age 5 to 12. And that's where we would work with them in order to win the second war, I would say, where in Nicaragua we have seen the statistics of UNICEF, the United Nations, saying, the average is 48% of the kids are finishing 6th grade. Then the more rural you go, only 22% of the children finishing 6th grade. Now that's really bad. So we're saying, no, we want our children 90%, 100%, why not? Of the children that we are serving are finishing 6th grade. So help our kids to grow. Now, if I can go one step below again, in the 0 through 5, we also do water program, sanitation, hygiene, hand washing, which is big today, dental care, training. All of that is part of that 4th layer of wanting to make sure that once we get through age 2 and then 5, our kids are nourished. So then we would come in with the after-school education program, and that would take them through training for jobs. So the 3rd layer is training for jobs. As I said, I came on board in 2008. In 2016, we were able to get the first 2 jobs for our kids, and we really celebrated that. But God has blessed us so much that has just been increasing. So from 2, we went to 14, we went to 42 jobs, we went to 98 jobs, we went to 143 jobs. And every year we're just increasing the number of children coming from all these stages through getting jobs and breaking the cycles of poverty by providing for them, for their family. And interestingly, in many communities, they're now saying, we don't need to send our kids to a feeding program anymore. We can take care of our kids. And by the way, these children are going to school and they're taking advantage of the after-school education program. No, so these are the programs that we are executing on. And now we're even talking about the next step, which is self-reliance. Okay, once we wipe out malnutrition, once we get jobs for a lot of these kids, what next? In our effort of community transformation, community development, I would say. And then the third, as I mentioned, the third is our leadership development program, working with these same kids, but mostly with our pastors, leaders, orphanage directors, and every person who are involved, just training and developing them. Because the more we can do that, they would really become great leaders who would then work to transform their community. It's interesting because we really don't want our programs to be a hand out. We want our programs to be a hand up. No, and in this process of hand up, a key component is the development of our leaders, so they can really understand the importance of we growing, we having ownership, we being developed, so we can take care of our children, our community, and work really hard towards development or transformation of our community. And then, as I mentioned, also we have the other program with orphanages. We're working with 5 orphanages today, serving roughly 260 children. Now, for these children, we have goals as well. We have 7 targets for our children in order to change their community. Now, remember the 2 big picture. We want them to break all the cycles, these evil cycles. No, so for them, the 7 targets is English, computer, finishing high school and even going to college or vocational technical training, jobs, give back. No, so we also have clear targets for the children in orphanages, just as our own children. We really want them to be successful. We want all of our children, through local church initiative, through orphanages, our leaders, everyone, just to be successful, just to break all these evil cycles, just to make sure that together we're transforming our communities and changing our life and earth. Thank you very much, and thank Rise Against Hunger and all the donors and investors and partners and everyone. It's really hard to do this work if it was not because of the meals that you are providing. So you gave us the resources that we would take and build on in order to transform the community and to change the life of the children. So thank you so much for all the hard work you have been doing. And I know now with COVID-19, it's been a lot more difficult. But over all these years, as you were saying, with these 21.5 million meals that you have been providing, we want you to know that you have been changing lives in Nicaragua. You have been making a difference in the life of so many children and even adults in Nicaragua. And frankly, their life on earth in Nicaragua, it's not going to be the same because of what you have been doing, because of the support that you're giving us, because of all the meals you're packing, the support you're giving to ORPHANetwork, because all that you're doing. So I want to thank you so much on behalf of our children, on behalf of our staff and our organization for transforming Nicaragua one life at a time, one community at a time, one country at a time.